Welcome to another episode of 60 Now What? I'm one of your hosts, Edna White,
I'm Ann Peshka.
and we're here today to talk about what happens next when you're 60. And what's today's topic?
Today, feeling invisible. When you
Ooh,
just feel like you're not seen anymore.
mm, heavy,
That's heavy.
heavy.
Yeah.
I've
Been
been,
there.
yeah, I have been there. I can tell you, I was thinking about this as soon as you said it. When did I feel invisible? And it was when my children grew up,
Mm,
when they were having their own families. That was a feeling. That's when it started, that they had their own families, and it was like,
mm. Yeah. It's hard. That's
mm-hmm,
definitely that's
mm-hmm.
definitely hard. I remember feeling invisible where I just felt like the world was going faster than me and I didn't have anything else to bring to the table.
Oh, yeah, no, I never felt like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
that's a
Like
bad feeling.
everybody
That
around me.
was
It
going,
was
was
like
moving,
a,
and you were
it
like,
was like a freeway.
yeah, you
Yeah,
were,
and my car had no wheels.
oh,
Mm. Like, do I know how to do this? Do I know how to do that? And I think I'm pretty savvy. Like I know a kind of like 10 buttons to push and I
yeah,
kind of can do pretty good
yeah,
sequence of button pushing.
yeah,
Forget about driving the TV and the remote control. But essentially, I thought I was doing pretty good in the world. And then I stopped and I looked around and I'm like, man, I'm way behind on the
yeah,
freeway. Like all the
yeah,
traffic is in front of me.
yeah,
And then I sat there one day and I'm like, why do I want to be in the traffic?
right,
I'm doing just fine where I'm at. I don't need to be at the front of this is not the Grand Prix today.
yeah.
You
Everybody
know
goes,
what I mean?
everybody's different. Yeah, yeah, everybody's different.
There's no
Everybody's
race.
different. No, and it also depends on what you want to do. I think us becoming invisible, or let me just take my example of me
Yeah.
being invisible. I wrapped my life up in my children, and I
Yeah.
didn't have any life of my own. So everything I
Oh,
did was
right.
for my children.
Right.
Everything that I put together. I mean, I was working in real estate. I loved real estate, but we know why I was doing it. It was more money for whom? My children. That's it.
Mm,
It wasn't for
yeah.
me.
Right.
The more work it was work. I knew how to do it. I knew how to sell things, and I did it for my children. I didn't do it because I wanted to do it. It wasn't like
Right.
I loved it. Like I could do it. I was proud that I could do it, but I wrapped everything, even buying a house. The house was for them, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
It
That's true.
wasn't for
That
me.
is.
It was for them. I didn't want a house. I didn't even want a dog.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even want a
Yeah.
dog. They wanted a dog. I didn't want an animal. I didn't want any of that. I didn't want that.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of things into them,
Yeah.
working, volunteering, leaving legacy. I think not my first book, maybe my second or my third book was leaving legacy for them, not me.
Mm,
The first book I wrote, it was about me, so it wasn't, so in a way it was, but not really. It was really about me. But the second and third, I wanted to leave a legacy for them.
right.
So
Right.
it wasn't everything. I was sad. I stood at this window and I looked at this bay window and I was like, man, I'm alone.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
alone. And then when I hear they go on events, they go places, and I'm not there. Like, wait, they're supposed to take me because I took them.
Right? Isn't that weird? Isn't that so true? Especially when they get married or they have
Yes,
significant others, you're like, hey, I mean, I fed you and kind of
you-
wiped your butt a couple of
yeah,
times.
right. You didn't tell me about this party. Like, I wanted to go to the party. So yeah,
That's true.
that's when I realized I had to get new friends because
Yeah.
I had wrapped myself up in my children, but they weren't my best friends. My children weren't my best friends. They weren't. Um, but they were close to it.
Yeah.
and they probably were pseudo best friends.
Right. Right.
They probably were. That just came to me. Probably was pseudo best friends.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends like that can go and like, kind of hang out, and talk about everything and anything. I didn't. I mean, some of my friends, I could tell some things, but couldn't tell everything because
Yeah.
couldn't take it. Some things. So they
Yeah.
weren't my friends. They would, and so standing in that window, just standing there, and I started crying. I was like, I'm freaking by myself. Like, holy
Yeah.
crap, by myself.
Yeah.
So I had
Right.
to adjust real fast, and that's when I knew empty nester syndrome was real because
Mm.
I had wrapped myself around them so very much to be needed by them. So
Yeah.
coming out of it, I had to unravel that they don't need me anymore. I did a great job. Stop
Yeah.
beating yourself up. I did a great job. Even if they make mistakes along the way, guess what? They don't need me anymore because I did a great job. They
Oh,
can handle
sure.
this. They can handle this. Yes, they'll make mistakes just like I did, but that's their own mistakes. I gotta let them fall back unless they ask me. You know,
Right.
you don't get involved. So that's what I had to unravel. I had to sit here 8 years
Mm.
ago and unravel that, and then go on a journey to find out what do I really like. Some of the stuff I could tell you, I had no idea. It's like, why do I like cheese? And I was like, I don't like cheese.
Love it.
I didn't like cheese. It was a
Wow.
thing. It was a thing. So when you go out, it's the cheese and cracker. I didn't like it. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy crap. And then I was like, well, why do I want chocolate? I didn't like chocolate.
Wow.
So I start unraveling once I sat by myself.
Yep.
Things that I wasn't me started falling off. Have you ever had that audience?
Oh, totally.
I know. I mean, it's weird. And so then I started asking my friends, "Why do you like me, and why do I like you?" I was like, "What do you mean?" I mean, why do I like you?
Yeah.
And I had to examine that, only to find out most of my friends were trauma bonds.
Wow.
They were trauma bonds. Okay.
Mm.
So there was no reciprocation. They were my friend. They weren't my friends. Because you know what I
Mm.
said the first time is I could tell some of them some things and tell the others some things, but I couldn't tell them everything about me because they couldn't
Right.
handle it.
Right.
They couldn't handle it. So they weren't my friends. We trauma bond.
Right.
So I figured that out. Now that was the fifth year in.
Yeah. Oh, the 50 age 50 is phenomenal for
It
that.
is.
It
It's
really is.
it is. And for us women, and maybe men too, because we do all go through not genetic things, biological things. Um, people talk very negatively about menopause, but what I've learned that so many spiritual and chemical things happen that we're not menopause, we're actually in movement.
Oh, yeah.
Our body is in movement. Until we get to that place, we will not absorb all the wisdom that
Mm-hmm.
really wants to download in us. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
good sidebar. We'll probably do that later on. Guys will do that later on. No, that's a sidebar. But
Yeah.
I started to embrace menopause. I
Yeah.
embraced it in the spiritual realm and in the medical realm. Biologically, I started to embrace that. This is how this feels, and I was determined not to be one of those people under the bed saying, I hear voices. I was determined not to be one of those,
Yeah.
or the sweating and, because when I first started, my skin used to crystallize. And I was like,
Mm.
why is my skin like this? It looked like it was flakes of gold. So I thought
Mm.
something was wrong with me. And I go to the doctor and she goes, oh, you're in menopause. I was like, yeah, but with these gold specks? She goes, yeah, some women, and this is what she said. She said the, the molecules in your body make these crystal, and so she said, it's probably because you have melanin, but it's crystallizing on the inside. I was like,
Wow.
wow. So that was amazing.
You were powering
But
up, man.
didn't even know it, right? Didn't even know it, but I was powering, and that's the
Yeah.
beauty of all of that is that you power up. So what was our subject again? So I want to make sure I'm clear.
Feeling invisible, and you were talking
You're
about your
not
friends.
invisible. You're not
Yeah, no.
invisible. You're not invisible. You are
Mm-mm.
definitely coming into yourself to be more visible. Guess to who? You.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And and I think that, this, and you touched on it when you first started talking about that. I think that when you're really in touch with self, when your children go off, or you have, perhaps you lose a spouse, or you've parted ways, or something has shifted in your world, whether you've
Mm-hmm.
moved or you've lost a friend or whatever has happened, when you have a strong sense of self,
Yeah.
that stability is much stronger
Hmm.
than when you've been. And I love the analogy of the river, because I'm a very visual person, and
Yeah.
there were times in my life where I knew I was in a river with no life jacket, no canoe, no nothing. And I was just going, it was people's ideals of me that were the movement of the river. And I
Yeah.
was just in it, flailing along,
Right.
feeling like, whoa, I got to do this. I've got to do that. And this is
Right.
where I'm supposed to be, instead of putting my feet down and going, this is who
Standing
I
up.
am. And I'm going to get off the river, and I'm going to go sit on the bank. I
Yes.
didn't know enough, you
Yes.
know? And then
Yes.
and then I hit my mid 50s, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh. All the rules are my rules. I jumped in the river.
Yeah.
I
You didn't
jumped out
compete
of
to
the
get in.
river.
You didn't have to get in. You didn't have to.
Did
One
not
time
have to get in,
you
and
didn't
I
have to get
didn't
in.
believe that of myself."
Exactly. My son, I was teaching my son how to swim. Actually, it was my oldest son, and it was in a little lake. So he gets in the water and he's flailing, right? And I stand up. And he looked at me. He stood up. I like to say in my face, smart aleck. But it's
Right?
true. It's all you have to do is stand up. And that's when people are telling you what to do, how to do it. Even when you go to the doctors, people listen. People
Right.
question them. Ask
Right.
them. Every medication is not for you. You
Right.
feel invisible when you go to the doctors because they're pushing things at you.
Yep.
You feel invisible
Yep.
because they're pushing things at you. But what's good for me?
Right.
What's the other route? Is there a holistic route?
Right.
Talk about those things. Don't just accept things.
Exactly.
And I think that's the beauty of being able to stand up,
Mhm.
because being invisible means laying down in that river, becoming part of that river,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But when you stand up, you're standing up,
Exactly.
nothing can affect you. Now you have control of what now I can get out of the water because I don't have to listen to that. I don't have to go down the
No.
river with them. I don't have
No.
to follow the river. I could sit down and enjoy the river. Let them do what they want to do.
Right.
Let's whatever they want to say, let them say it. You know?
Exactly.
To
And
not feel
that
invisible.
comes, when you get to that space where you
Mhm.
realize, A, no one is coming to save me.
Nope.
And two, it is my responsibility for how I feel.
Yep.
Nobody else's. And that's a really hard thing, because I
Yeah.
think in our younger years, we project how we are going to feel on other people. So in other
Yeah.
words, if my kids are happy, I'll be happy. If I'm successful in my job, then everybody around me will be happy,
Yeah.
which will then
Definitely.
make me happy, even though I
Mhm.
hate my job, right?
Right.
So
Right.
we're projecting constantly instead of taking ownership of us. And that is sometimes very difficult to get to 60 and realize, wow, I've never done this for me. It's not too late.
Yeah.
It's not too
And that's
late.
it. And I think that's the invisibility. I think we create that invisibility because we don't take responsibility.
Yeah. A
And
little
that's
harsh there,
it.
but it's true.
It's that that
Yep.
we're making ourselves invisible, right?
Yeah, we are.
There's a song that Gladys Knight and the Pips sing, "To Be Invisible,"
Mm.
and the essence of the song is that you take on. It was about a little boy. It was in this movie, one of my favorite movies, with James Earl Jones and Diana Blackleaf. Anyway, it's a great movie, and he always said, little boy, he said, I feel invisible. Now he was one of 6 kids and he was in the middle. So he always
Yeah.
got looked over, right? But he used to draw, right? And then the man asked him, well, what are you drawing? He said, nothing, because I'm invisible. And I thought about that, but the song that they sang, To Be Invisible, means I'm always being looked over. To be
Mm,
invisible, it means that I have no heart whatsoever. And
mm,
so that song, you got to hear it. It's like, wow, it's just so incredible. But it
yeah.
comes back to, as the song ends, it comes back to, I can be whatever I want.
Yeah.
So if I
Right.
choose to be invisible, I am invisible.
This
But if
is
I
true.
don't, then I'm not.
Right.
So it comes to being responsible, like being responsible. He was a little child, but as an adult, I'm going to take my life by the horns and I'm going to
Yeah.
live it. I'm going to live it. Just like you like to cuss everybody out at the lines, move ahead and moving, all this stuff. The same thing with your life. You don't have to be that miserable. You don't.
Mm,
You don't.
no.
Misery
No.
does not come with invisibility. Hate to tell you that, guys.
Exactly. Except those are all choices that we make, and
Choices.
sometimes, and
It's
I hate
choices.
to throw out pity party, but honest to God, sometimes it is.
No, all the
Sometimes it
time.
is.
No, tell the truth. All the time it is.
Yeah, they
All the
didn't
time.
invite
It's a
me.
pity party. We want pity for this, and we want people to pay attention to us. But what are we doing to pay attention to them?
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Relationships are just what they are. Relationships. They go like this. They don't go like
Yeah.
everything. They don't do
That's
this. They
great.
go like this.
Awesome. Awesome.
So that's
So
we're
true.
getting it wrong. And usually when that happens, we've acquired a pattern that, okay, everybody owes me because I didn't get a good shot in life.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what it is. And we
Yeah.
haven't healed, or we're not willing to heal from that point. So
Yeah.
being invisible is your choice,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it's your choice. It's your choice. And we
Yeah.
have to say no more. Like, these times here should be fun filled.
Yeah.
I would talk about, discomfort and, arthritis and all, but I'm not, that's another time,
Yeah.
because I think
Yeah.
what you think is what you are.
Yes. And what we think is true. So
That's
if
it.
today is amazing, yes, it
It's
is.
amazing.
And if today is horrible, yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's how you started. The minute your feet touch the ground, it's like we like once you get out of that bed, that your feet hit the ground, there should be a statement said, you know what, this is going to be a most. I align with the grid of abundance today.
Yeah. I love
On
that.
that
I
grid.
love that.
Yeah, I'm on the grid.
Yeah.
On the grid, and you align with that. But if you start the day with the Channel 12 news or whatever news, oh, people got hit by a
Mm.
car today. Well, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah, right, right. We hear an instant voice when we wake up because we've got this guy talking. I've
Yeah,
got about 45 friends up there. That's where my friends hang out. So like my plate is full up there. But when I first pop my eyes, even before my eyes pop, they're already
yeah,
talking.
yeah,
And they're starting to go, what do we have today?
yeah,
What day
yeah,
is it?
yeah,
What did I do yesterday?
yeah,
Immediately I hear
yeah,
these voices, right?
yeah,
So we can control what
yeah.
we hear,
Absolutely, absolutely.
right?
That's a really great point. I love that, because I remember when I first started trying to get those fellas in the back in control.
Right? Yeah.
They're a piece of work. You wake up and they're starting to talk, and it's like I had to stop watching the news. That's the first, because
Yes. Oh,
the
yeah.
the dawn of the morning is so symbolic to us, because that's when the dew touches the ground. That's
Oh,
when we touch the ground. That's when the sun starts to just peak. Those things mean a lot, and so the earth is, so is we, okay?
yes.
Because we're a reflection of the earth. So
Yep.
if we're waking with these voices, I started talking back to him. I was like, would you knock it off? Like, just knock it off. Like, if you're talking to me, I'm going to talk back to you. Like, just
Yeah.
knock it off, all right?
Yeah.
That's not
Mhm.
true. We're not going to go there today. What we're going to do, and if you have to talk out loud, do it. Like, talk to them and say, hey, no,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. Because we have the ability to do that. We're not doing that today. You
Right.
know, and I started silencing them. I will tell you that maybe over 20 years ago, I started meditating, and I was in my 40s.
Mm,
Yeah. And
huge.
that is monumental. It's different than
Huge.
prayer. Let me just
Yep.
say it's different than prayer. So it's
Yep.
not the same thing. We're not
Yep.
mixing those together. But just to sit, and this is the deal I made with myself. Sit in the chair starting 2 minutes.
Yep.
And don't listen to nothing, don't have nothing on. And yes, you could have children. Then guess what you do? You wake up a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Sit here two
Yep.
minutes, listen to your heart, listen to your breathing for 2 minutes
Yep.
every day
Exactly.
until it
What a
increases.
difference.
What a
What a
difference.
difference. What a difference.
Yeah.
And that, and perhaps we've been invisible to ourselves. You know,
Absolutely. We've not
perhaps
been
we
there
have
for
just
ourselves.
not allowed ourselves to be present, and
Yep.
and in reflection, considering what are some of the things that I have felt safer being invisible.
Oh, that's a good question. See, now she's giving the great questions to end the episode. Say it again. Here it goes. Here it goes.
You have to remember that I'm in my 60s, so every once in a while I forget what I said. But, you know, what are what are some of the ways that I have chosen to be invisible because it was safer?
That's the question that you're going to be working on today, audience. This is it.
Mm,
This is the question.
yeah,
What did you do? Why did you take on invisibility so that you can handle something? Maybe you were afraid to
yeah,
do something. Maybe you wanted to do something, but something in the back of your head, like one of those people we talk about,
right.
told you couldn't do it. You know
Yeah,
what were you sheltering yourself from? Because that's a cloak.
yeah,
It doesn't just happen. You put it
yeah,
on. So
for
what did
sure.
you
And
do?
it could also be validating self-talk. Very much. I mean, I did that. I did that when I was younger. I had very bad self-talk about myself. And so I would look
Mm.
for ways to validate it. It was
Yeah.
self-sabotaging. So
Yep.
if somebody
Absolutely.
didn't invite me to a party or somebody didn't include me, it was my way of going, yep, see?
Yeah.
Well, really, what responsibility did I have? How did I show up for that?
Yeah.
That was
Exactly.
me.
And
My
that's a good
choice.
point, sis, because if are we taking responsibility for how did we show up? Why did
Yeah,
that happen? You know, how did we show up in that? And it may not even be a question like that. Maybe for kids, it's probably not even a question like that. But what I'm
right,
saying, as an
right.
adult, you could say, everybody in the complex is going to this party but me. What did I have to do with what's going on like this? Why is that happening?
It could have been an oversight. They honestly just forgot
Yeah,
to say something or thought you
right. Or
knew.
what's wrong with getting up? Why didn't I get invited? Girl, you
Yeah,
was invited.
exactly.
You didn't get the memo. Everybody could come.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But then
We are
again,
where we
that's
are.
good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. This is so much fun.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm loving this.
yeah. So, but we can help ourselves now. So, I love the question. That's our homework for the next episode. But I love that because um, it gives us some responsibility, and I think that's what we're really looking forward to as this for these episodes to do is to open up a space for healing, and the way to do that I've learned is asking a question,
Yeah.
asking yourself the question.
Right.
That's the key.
Right.
Asking yourself the question, and then it opens up avenues that you have the answer. And yes, you're going to be crying, so just let you know that you're going
Yeah.
to be sobbing a little bit, and then you're going to
Yeah.
have to say, you know what, done.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always say, cry if you're going to cry with an agenda.
Yeah.
So now, if I
Yeah.
cry for 20 minutes, what am I doing after that 20 minutes? That's it.
Right.
Cry with an
Yeah.
agenda.
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. And and understanding that, that 4-year-old or 6-year-old or 7-year-old child that you have still inside
Hmm.
deserves that space.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah. It really does. And if you don't want to think about that, that is a child in there. Think about the energy that. Just think about it as it being energy. So in the from your solar plexus down. Let's say like in the middle of your what's this called? What's this thing called? The crotch. That's it. Yeah, your crotch.
Oh,
From
yeah.
your crotch. From your crotch all the way to your head. Think about your little child as think about it as energy. So
Yeah,
energy has to go all the way up, like those, the fundraising things. They got to go all the way up, right?
right.
But a little child could be stopped at your belly button,
Yes,
sitting there,
yes, yes,
just sitting there,
yes.
and the light is shining, but it can't. It wants to push through. All you're
Yep,
doing is helping that, removing some of those things to let the
right,
light shine straight up.
right.
That's all it's doing.
Yeah, yeah. This is good. This is so good.
Yeah.
Autumn, I am so excited to see you in the next button.
Yes, and that brings us to the very end, right? So we
Yeah.
want to thank you for hanging out with us this time around. Again, if you have questions, if you want to like and subscribe, remember the question for the day, replay, roll it back because we're 60, so we got to roll it back. We ain't going to say it again, okay?
So that's two buttons. We've got, it's kind of like R and D in a car. Two buttons.
That's it, okay? Roll it back. And that's what we wanted you to do. And then, if you have questions, put them under the video.
Hmm.
Put them under. We're gonna try for audio, but whatever you guys want, still leave us a comment. Tell us what
Yeah,
you'd like. Tell us if you like to hear it in audio, you like to see the video. Tell us. We're open for that.
definitely. Yeah, we love feedback. Love feedback. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
bring it on.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm
Have a
Edna
great
White.
day.
I'm Edna White, and this is
And Peshka.
saying goodbye for now.
Bye bye.